it's Laynie and welcome to my channel. How are you guys doing today? I hope you are having a great day so far. I'm once again getting a late start. I feel like that's my new normal because I had to take a little nap before I did this. So it is actually it is 7 o'clock at night and I'm just putting on my makeup for the day. But that's okay, who cares? I wanted to sit down and do a little chatty get ready with me. I feel like I haven't played with makeup with you guys in a while and I wanted to give you my third trimester update. So if you want to hear more about my third trimester and just kind of how pregnancy has been going for me so far, and get ready, then just keep watching. Hopefully that mirror is not too annoying there, but you know, I need to be able to see what I'm doing. I hope you guys grab your makeup and get ready with me. I'm gonna get the hair out of my face. I'm feeling simple holiday makeup today. Lately can't lie, I've been rocking the simple makeup because I've been kind of lazy when it comes to my makeup routine. I'm not even going to mention the products I'm using specifically, but I will list them down below for you guys. I honestly can't believe I'm already doing a third trimester video. I was thinking, oh my gosh, okay, I better sit down and do this because I'm running out of time. Wow. Hard to believe. Things are flying by. I can't get over it. This pregnancy is going by so freaking quickly. So I am almost 8 months. Wow, that's crazy. That means I'm almost done. That means baby will be here before you know it. I'm gonna go in with a little hair gel to do my brows. Lately I've been trying to use, I have been using just some eyeshadow as my brow product with this gel because I'm trying to use up this eyeshadow palette. There's so many products I've really been trying to use up. I'm having terrible acid reflux right now, I cannot lie. So yes, okay, I am almost 8 months pregnant, which is so hard to believe. So hard to believe. I feel like I really started to show in the last few weeks. I think outside of work, like if I'm wearing a tight outfit or like when I see my own belly, I feel like I've been showing for a while. But at work, just in the last couple weeks is when I've really had people coming up to me going like, wow, I can tell you're pregnant. According to my doctor, I am measuring a week ahead, but they told me that's a good thing. It's better to measure ahead than behind, so that's good to know. Don't know why eyebrows is so hard to do and talk at the same time. We basically have everything done. There are a few more items I'm waiting to get until Christmas is over, just to see if any family does give us any baby products as a gift. So I'm waiting until after Christmas to get the last few things. The main things I still need are a bedside bassinet, which I was having the hardest time deciding on, but I think I've finally made a decision. So I still need that. I'm trying to think, is there any other furniture that I still need? I think we have like all the nursery furniture done, but I definitely am going to try to breastfeed. Obviously, you don't know how it's going to go for you and baby. I'm going to give it a try. So I want to have that bedside bassinet so baby can be right there. Our bedroom is really close to the nursery, which is great, but I'm being realistic, and with how often newborns need to feed, I do not want to have to get up and walk into another room over and over again because I want to, once baby's done eating, be able to just go back to sleep. Put them in their little bassinet and go back to sleep. So I think it'll be much easier to have baby right next to me. This video is going to be all over the place, you guys. This is just going to be my random thoughts. So I'm trying to think, is there any other major furniture that we need? We did get our decorations all done in the nursery. I went with like a floral theme. I found the cutest decals on Amazon. We just put those on the wall. Try to insert a picture for you guys. We have floral pattern behind the crib in the nursery, and then above the door we have butterflies. I think it's so cute. I love floral themes, and I already had a floral theme going on in that room, which used to be our spare bedroom, so it kind of just worked out nicely. I didn't have to take any of the artwork off the walls, just got to leave it up. So convenient. Oh, I still need, okay, now I'm thinking. I'm still needing to get something for bath time. I'm leaning towards the Blooming Bath. If you haven't seen it, it's the cutest little flower shape that you can stick in your kitchen sink. I personally feel like I'm going to prefer the kitchen sink for bathing when the baby is really young because I don't like bending over the bathtub. I'm not that old, but my knees still don't like it. So that is definitely something I still need to get. And is there anything else crazy? If you guys have any product recommendations for newborns, please let me know down below. Help me out here. The Diaper Genie. That's the other thing we still need to get. I definitely want to get the Diaper Genie. The room is very small with the changing table in it. The nursery is a quite compact little room, which is fine for baby. But I just feel like those odors need to be contained, so hopefully that thing really does work. With my shirt today, I'm going to try to do, I think, maybe a warm kind of coppery blown out eye. I've really been loving simple eyeshadow and then just kind of blowing it out. It's just so easy, but it looks like you tried really hard. As far as how I've been feeling, I cannot lie, I feel extremely blessed to feel as good as I do. Now that I'm approaching that 8th month, I can say yes, there are days I feel more uncomfortable, and it's nothing unbearable, and it's usually not for the whole day. It's more for like a part of the day. It's not even like I'm in pain. It's just my stomach will feel so full and just so big, even though I know it's not like my stomach is not outrageously big at all. Like I feel like I'm just normally proportioned right now for how far along I am, even with measuring a week ahead. But it'll just feel like the fullest, like sometimes I just feel like a balloon that wants to pop, kind of. It's just like this tightness, this fullness. I don't love when that's happening, but I figure that part is just going to be here a lot, probably over the next month or so. So that part is not fun. I never dealt with morning sickness, thankfully. I feel so lucky, and I know that can come back around towards the end. I hope not, but who knows. I've had normal aches and pains, nothing that I feel like is out of the ordinary or anything I feel like I should even complain about. The only place I can sleep is our love seat, which is good and bad. It's good in the fact that at least I can sleep there. My hips were hurting me so bad trying to sleep in bed, and I think it's just because I was a person who loved sleeping on my stomach pre-pregnancy. Now I can't sleep on my stomach, I can't sleep on my back, and they say it's better to sleep on your left side. I do find I'm more comfortable on my left side, but after an entire night of sleeping on just my left side, my leg bone and hip would start to hurt, and I would get that sciatic feeling going down my leg, and it just made for a miserable night's sleep. Then a couple nights I just accidentally fell asleep on our love seat in the living room, and I was like, oh, no pain. I think it's because my hips can sink into the couch. It's a very thick sofa, so that I'm thankful I can sleep there, but it's a love seat, so it's not very long. My legs dangle off the end. That gets annoying. And then I just miss my family. Like sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night, I'm like, I miss my husband, I miss my dog. Although last night the dog did sleep with me until 4 in the morning, which made me feel so special. We didn't have a lot of room on that love seat, but we made it work. So that's the only place I can sleep, but again, I still don't feel like that's something worth complaining over. I'm trying to think if I had anything else. As far as cravings, the only thing I can really say I've craved is orange juice. I've drank a lot of orange juice. I drink orange juice almost every day. It's very rare that I don't have orange juice. It's kind of tapered in this last week a little bit, because there for a little bit it was like I woke up in the morning and the first thing I'm like, I'm going to have a glass of orange juice. It just sounds so good. I have had acid reflux, but surprisingly the orange juice doesn't bother me. You think it would with that much citrus? That's not a problem. And the acid reflux had kind of gone away, and now it's coming back, and I figure it'll probably be back for the rest of the pregnancy because I'm just running out of room in there. Now I'm just going in with a matte light shade to accentuate the brow bone and just make sure I just want this look to be really, really blended. I really need to clean my makeup brushes. Please ignore that. Wait till you see my beauty sponge. Oh goodness. I did pass my glucose test, which was exciting. That was one thing I was nervous about, just because I've talked to so many people who were like, oh, I ate so healthy during my pregnancy and I still got gestational diabetes. one of my distant cousins, she got gestational diabetes and it never went away. So I was nervous for that. And I was also nervous in the fact because so many people were like, oh my gosh, it's like the worst thing ever. It tastes horrible. Don't throw up. I hate throwing up. So of course I went into it a little nervous. I didn't think it was that bad. If I had a recommendation, pick orange flavored. It's not terrible. It tastes like a flat soda, like a flat orange soda because it's not bubbly. Was it the best thing ever? No, but it didn't make me feel sick at all. It didn't bother me at all. It's not something I'd want to do all the time, but I didn't think it was bad. I feel very thankful that I passed that. Speaking of eating healthy, I feel like I've done pretty good for most of the pregnancy. Like I've definitely given in to like things that sound good in the moment, whether it's ice cream or desserts or, you know, going out to eat. I've tried to eat at home way more. I feel like I've definitely eaten at home more being pregnant than I did pre-pregnancy, so that's good. HelloFresh has helped with that so much. But I'm not going to pretend like, you know, I was some rock star perfect, only ate salads and fruits and vegetables. I feel like I kind of balanced it between letting myself have the junk food and making sure I get my fruits and vegetables in. But definitely nowhere have eaten near perfect. I did really good up until a week ago, and I noticed this in the second trimester too. Now I'm just going to smoke out the lash line with this again. There was like a 1 or 2 week period in the second trimester where my pregnancy app was telling me the baby was doing a lot of growing, and I wanted to eat everything and everything that's bad for me, like all high calorie foods, much more junk food, where for the rest of the pregnancy I had really craved a lot of fruits and vegetables and kind of lighter meal options. This last week, my app said again, baby's growing. I did so bad for a week straight. I will not lie to you guys. I was just wanting junk food so bad. I think there was one day in particular I did worse than the rest, but it's bad. Okay, I literally had 2 bowls of Reese's Puff cereal for breakfast, and then I was like, oh, that wasn't enough. I feel like I need protein. Then I had some scrambled eggs, and then I ate like 5 Oreos. That was my breakfast. I was like, okay, I cannot do this all the time. That is not good. But overall, I feel like I have done more good with my diet than I have with bad. I was doing really good with walking and staying active. Thankfully, I'm active with my job. But now it's getting cold here and crummy, and I can't walk outside. So my dad just let me borrow his little exercise bike. It's like one of those sitting bikes. And we just brought that over, and I'm going to start trying to ride that every day for a little bit, especially the days I'm not at work, because I want to keep active and I hate being cold. So walking outside right now, not my thing. I hate being cold. But I know I need to stay active because the last probably 2 weeks I haven't been walking like I used to, and so I definitely do feel the difference. Like I feel better when I get moving, and that's why I do want to keep working as long as I can. Talked to my boss, and a couple coworkers asked me how long I plan to be there. As long as I can. As long as I'm feeling good, I plan to stay. I only work 3 days a week right now, so it's not like I'm overdoing it. But I plan to stay as long as I can because I got some bills to pay, and also I just want to stay active. And I think also a part of being healthy is being social, and with everything going on in the world, work is definitely my time to connect with other human beings since we're not getting out a lot. So work means a lot to me, so I'm thankful that I'm still working. I'm hopeful that I can keep working as long as I can. I'm hoping till the end of January, February 1st. That's my goal. But again, who knows? As long as I'm feeling good, I want to keep working. My hands are so dry. That is one thing. My hands are very dry. My lips are very dry, and I can't get enough water. I've heard other pregnant women talk about that. I drink a lot of water. Sometimes before my glucose test, I was kind of nervous. I'm like, am I drinking like way too much water? I was getting kind of nervous because I do know like thirst and diabetes can go together. And I was like getting kind of nervous, like, oh my gosh, am I going to fail this diabetes test because I'm so thirsty? But I think it's just a part of it because you're carrying so much water in your uterus and having to keep everything so hydrated. Plus you're trying to hydrate your body. So I think you just need like a lot of water. The only thing that has been kind of not difficult, but tricky in some ways, and something to keep in mind is that I have a uterine fibroid, and I knew about this before we got pregnant, but my last doctor always told me not to worry about it. It wasn't very big, so I really didn't even think about it. As far as I know, it never caused me any issues. Like, I didn't notice anything with like periods or anything like that. Like, I never had anything that made me pay attention to it, honestly. It's like I knew it was there because of an ultrasound, but it meant nothing to me. But being pregnant, my doctor has taken it pretty seriously and just wanting to keep an eye on it, so I've had to do a lot of extra ultrasounds, which is cool in one way because I get to see the baby more than most people do, but then is expensive in another way because I have to get an ultrasound every single month. So yeah, that adds up. And my doctor, now that I'm farther along, wanted me to be aware if I'm on my feet a lot, like when I'm at work, I need to take resting breaks. I need to be sure I'm drinking a lot of water because he said dehydration can definitely cause early labor. So drinking a lot of water, which really is not a problem because like I said, I'm thirsty a lot. And also no heavy lifting. So that is one thing I definitely pay attention to. I don't lift anything. If I go to pick it up and I'm like, ooh, it's a little heavy, nope, just not going to do it. Better safe than sorry. Because like I said, I want to keep working and keep active as long as I can. So I'm not trying to do anything risky or push my limits. Like, I am a person who, I know my limits. I'm also not a person who wants to prove something to the world. So I will gladly say, not for me, or I need help. I just love this foundation, you guys. Seriously, this is the Makeup Revolution stick. Love this foundation. It's a little light for me, I know, but that's what bronzer's for. Speaking of, and again, this is not to complain because I feel so blessed that we were able to get pregnant and that I've been feeling so good, but we had the financial meeting with my office. Boy, was that an eye-opener. Like I said, I've been having more ultrasounds than most. And the girl we met with at the office was trying her best to be cohesive with her information and kind, but she was confusing the heck out of me because my doctor's office uses something called global billing. If you've had a baby before, you probably know what I'm talking about. I guess this is very common. I've never heard of such a thing. So it's kind of where they lump everything together. You don't like pay as you go on visits. It's like you're just gonna get this one massive bill. And so like I said, I've been getting an ultrasound every month. Well, we've been paying those as we go. So I'm like paying a $500 bill there, $500 bill there, $100 bill there. So I think we've paid like $1,200 or $1,300 at this point. In my head, because no one had mentioned this global billing to me, and in my husband's head, we think we're like ahead. We think we're like keeping up with our appointments. Okay, we can keep doing it this way, keep up with our bills, and then just get the bill for like the delivery, right? That's what we're thinking in our head. No. We find out, oh no, what you've been paying has only been your lab bills, like blood work, ultrasounds, things like that. And we have a pretty high deductible. Even the girl we were meeting with was like, your health insurance deductible's one of the higher ones we see, so that's why we're meeting with you. And she's like, and because everybody's pregnant right now, she's like, we are really behind on this. We wish we would have talked to you sooner. I'm like, yeah, because now I'm like, what? At that point, I think I was 2 months out from having baby. So I thought this was something they would have kind of told me like month 4, because you can like pay ahead to get ahead on things. Well, I'm like 2 months is not going to make enough of a difference to really worry about for paying ahead because it's only 2 months. So it was kind of eye-opening. It was kind of freaky. I kind of had a mini panic attack after we left. Like, oh my gosh, when I saw what just the bill was going to be for the doctor to deliver and having met with him over the 9 months. I was like, oh my gosh, and I looked at her, I'm like, and then we're going to get a hospital bill too? And she's like, yeah, and if you get the epidural, an anesthesiologist bill. I was like, oh my god. Like, I knew having a baby was expensive, but, oh, it's very expensive. Very expensive. Again, I'm not complaining. I know it's worth it. I feel so thankful we're able to do this. But it was just really eye-opening and very stressful because, again, in my head, I thought we were, like, ahead of the game, and then I find out we are nowhere near the game. Like, we're not even in the same ballpark as the game. So it was just like, okay, little couple hour freak out, like overwhelmed, oh my god, and then okay, no, I'm fine, okay, now we'll figure it out, it'll all work out. Because the other thing is, my doctor who's delivering, who I feel really good about, and I have family who actually went to him, which makes me feel better. But the fun part was, so he shows her, the financial person shows us this big bill. In my head, it's a very big bill. And then they're like, and we give you 4 payments to pay it off. 4 payments. The payment was literally as much as our mortgage for our house. I was like, 4 months? Oh, okay, wow. So yeah. So that was a little stressful, but like I said, it'll all work out. And that's another reason why I want to keep working as long as I can. As long as I'm feeling good. I'm going to go in with this palette that I'm trying to use up. I never really use the lighter shades in this palette. I usually just use my translucent setting powder, but today I feel like doing something different. I'm going to be getting maternity pictures, which I'm really excited about, next month. I have a coworker who does photography on the side, so I'm really excited to get those done. I ordered a dress on Amazon, really hoping it fits. It was like 60 bucks. I'm like, it has free returns if it doesn't fit, so okay, hopefully it fits because I'm kind of running out of time. Just with the doggy, I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but our doggy had to have surgery. I think that's another reason why the billing situation at the doctor's office freaked me out so bad, because we just paid for this surgery for my dog, and if you've ever had to have one of your pets have surgery, it is not cheap. So I was just like, oh my gosh, wow, back to back, okay, whew, we got this. But that kind of pushed everything back, because I actually thought I would do my maternity pictures in December, but I was kind of broke as a joke with that, and it just, time went by so fast because our doggy was actually on basically bed rest, house arrest for 3 weeks. No furniture jumping, no going down the stairs, no going on walks. So we basically just quarantined him to our living room, and we hung out in the living room for like 3 weeks. If I wasn't at work, I was in the living room. My husband works from home, so he would work from the living room, and then after work he'd be in the living room, so he was really excited to get out of the living room. We literally didn't even go into like our basement family room, because again, we didn't want Abel going down the stairs, but it was so worth it because he healed so well. His scar is almost gone already. He ended up having 24 stitches, which for a little guy like him, that's a lot of stitches, and he got very thin from all the testing and surgeries all the testing and then the surgery he had. He had kind of gotten a little underweight, like not where the doctor was alarmed, but he definitely was like a lot thinner than we're used to seeing him. So he's bulking back up, he's putting on his winter weight, he's eating like crazy, he's feeling good. So I'm very, very thankful for that. And thank you to everyone on Instagram who told me you were thinking of him or saying prayers for him. I seriously appreciate it, because I'm just so thankful he is okay. Since I'm talking about it, I don't know if I mentioned this, but what happened was we got him neutered when he was, I don't know if I've talked about this, I'm sorry if I'm repeating it, but we got him neutered when he was 3 or 4 months old, like whatever the youngest you can get a dog neutered, because we adopted him, and thought everything went fine. I do have a memory looking back of the vet telling me, oh, one of his testicles had not descended. We think we got it, in like a joking manner. I brushed it off, didn't think anything of it because I didn't think it was a possibility to not get one. Now flash forward 6.5 years later, he was having bleeding in his nether regions on and off for several months, and the first couple times we treated it like a UTI. It would go away, and then it would come back. The third time it came back, our vet here, a different vet, was like, something's up, he really shouldn't be bleeding like that. And since he was neutered, they almost didn't check his prostate, because a neutered dog should not really have prostate inflammation. So they went into his bladder thinking it was something wrong with his bladder, with the scope and everything. Everything was fine there. They did an ultrasound of his tummy to make sure everything was fine there. Everything was fine. And then before they were going to wake him up from the anesthesia, the vet was like, you know what? While I've got him under, I'm going to check his prostate. He shouldn't have prostate problems because he's neutered, but I'm going to do it. well, his prostate was severely inflamed. It should have been the size of a raisin, and it was the size of a golf ball. And that's what was causing the bleeding. So obviously our vet was very concerned, which made us very concerned, because he was like, a neutered dog should not have an inflamed prostate. We're probably going to need to biopsy this because it could be the C word. That sent me into a panic. I will not lie. I was so upset because I just love that little dog so stinking much. That's my little boy, my little furry baby. And he was like, and then I thought back to the memory of when he got neutered, and I was like, well, the vet said this to him, and he was like, Then he was like, does he have any of these habits? And I was like, yes, he most certainly does. But see, my dog was my first boy dog I've ever had, so I always just wrote off these behaviors he had as him being a boy dog. And he's like, that's interesting. I think we should do a blood test and get his testosterone checked. That will tell us if there's a testicle left behind, and that would explain the inflammation. So he did his blood test, got the results back. He should have been under 20 for a neutered dog. He was at 495 testosterone. He's like, yeah, there's definitely one in there, and his levels are very high. So then he had to have surgery, get it removed. It was located all the way by his kidney. That's why the incision was so big. While I was in there, he checked the health of all the organs around it. He also biopsied the prostate just to be sure because he was already in there. Thankfully, everything came back normal and he's doing great. But I was just like, wow. He's like, in all of my career, I will never see this again. This is so rare. You guys really got the short end of the stick on this one. But I told him, I said, as long as he's healthy, I'm happy. And I'm so happy and so thankful that he is healthy. Okay, and now I need to do some mascara. Oh, and some lips, but I'm going to do my spray first. I always love to do my setting spray before mascara because I've learned the hard way that can get a little messy. But I am wondering how Doggy's going to do with baby. I don't know. I think he's going to do well, but I think it's going to take a little adjustment. He's so spoiled, and not just that, he's scared of anything new. So I think the first time the baby cries, he's going to start barking at the baby. That's just how I envision it. I could be wrong, but I think he's going to be like, what in the world is that? And then I think over time he will totally view baby as a part of his pack, and it'll be true love. I think he will love having a kiddo in the house, but I think it will be a little bit of an adjustment. I've been using the Beautyblender Redo. I've really enjoyed it. It would not work for me in like the spring and summer because it's very dewy. If you have dry skin, I think you would like it. I recently tried this setting spray by Joah Cosmetics. I've had it for a while. I was so excited to finally use it. This was a major fail. I probably haven't had this bad of a fail in a while. It is mattifying, but wow, it is very mattifying. Like, kind of makes your skin feel dry. Like, I actually had to go in with an oil over top of my makeup to like rehydrate my skin. This was not the season to test this out with the dry air here in the Midwest, but the part that I hated the most is it was making my eyeballs burn so bad. And I didn't even get it in my eyeballs. My eyes were closed when I sprayed it. It was just the an ingredient in here, and I was like, there's menthol in here, isn't there? And I looked at the ingredients, and there's menthol in here. Why would you put menthol in a facial spray? It was bothering my eyes so badly. So this was definitely, no, not a fan of that. My face has been extra fluffy from being pregnant. It makes your hair grow really fast, and I feel like my face has been extra fluffy. My tummy is really fluffy. I have a bunch of long peach fuzz that I did not have before. So I then go in with my sponge and kind of like tap down those peach fuzz because sometimes I feel like they're looking a little crazy and kind of sticking everywhere. One thing that did start back up recently is, so in the very first like 2 weeks that I found out I was pregnant, I had a really bad anxiety in the middle of the night, like wake up like this, I'm gonna have to give birth, like anxiety. And then it went away, and I feel like baby's arrival was so far away that I was able to just kind of like, oh, you know, push it off. And now that I'm gonna be hitting the 8-month mark, it's coming back. I woke up the other night, not with that bad of anxiety, but still like where you kind of can't fall back asleep. So I'm like, oh, it's getting real. Like, okay, I'm gonna give birth. Oh my gosh, okay, I'm gonna have a baby in the house. Oh my gosh, like, it's getting real. I think my only complaint being pregnant during all this craziness with the virus is that here locally, they have canceled every single baby class. And I'm trying to be understanding, but it's really hard to, because there are some things that I feel like are still a necessity. And I feel like there are some things that could so easily be scheduled with social distancing. I got to go to one class, which I'm very thankful for. It was an in-person breastfeeding class. It was so informative, it was so interesting, and they did a great job. We were all spaced out, like there was one couple per table, like it wasn't crowded, it wasn't cramped, like I didn't feel uneasy at all. I don't think anyone there did. And then the numbers started to rise again, and they canceled every baby class, every single baby class. Just like, okay, I know I can watch videos on YouTube, and I have, but it's not the same to me. I would much rather learn in person, so much rather, especially with someone who I know is a trained professional. I have looked up trained professionals on YouTube. I mean, they say they are, but how do you really know, you know? But when I'm going to my local hospital and meeting with a nurse, okay, I know that she knows what she's talking about. So I'm really disappointed about that. I feel like it's made me a little bit more uneasy. I know no matter what, it's all a learning curve, and you just figure it out, and every baby's different and every parent's different, so it's just kind of, you got to figure it out for you guys. But it would have been really nice, because I have no experience with babies. None. Literally none. None. Never changed a diaper in my life. Terrified of holding newborns. Yeah, like that is me. So I really, really wish I was able to go to in-person classes. I was also really looking forward to going to a birthing class. I think that would be so helpful, just to kind of prepare mentally, prepare physically, kind of practice the breathing, like just all of that. It just helps you feel a little bit more prepared. So I've been very disappointed that they have canceled all of that, because I feel like it's very important. Like, I view it as a necessity. I guess they do not. But then the other thing is, the one that I really am like, okay, I can still watch, you know, I told myself, okay, I can still watch YouTube videos, I can still read my What to Expect book, you know, there are still things I can do from home to prepare, but the one thing I could do online, but I don't think it's the same, is I really wanted to do a newborn CPR class. Also canceled. I'm like, really? That seems really important to me. So that kind of stinks. That is my only complaint of being pregnant during all this craziness. I am prepping my hospital bag. I went through, did all my toiletry stuff, so that's done. I was ordering some new jammies to wear at the hospital. They're a part of my Christmas gift, so they're under the Christmas tree. And once Christmas is over, that will be going in the hospital bag. Slippers, things like that. They also were, before the virus, doing hospital pictures. They have canceled that. That I understand. It would have been nice, sure, to have pictures at the hospital, but I also understand that not everybody is comfortable with a photographer coming in during this crazy time. So that I understand. So I'm going to have, again, the person doing my maternity pictures come to our house and do just a little home shoot, probably a week after baby gets here. Speaking of baby, I keep saying baby because we have picked out a name. I even ordered a nameplate, but we are keeping it a secret until she arrives, which is hard to do. I want to tell people, but then at the same time, when you pick a name, it's a little scary because you don't want someone to poo-poo on the name you've chosen, because it could just hurt your feelings a little bit. It can make you second guess it. Picking a name, in my opinion, is a big deal. I just watched Desi Perkins' name video, and I feel like everything she said resonated so well with me, and the fact that she was like, you know, a few times I really was wavering, I was doubting. I've definitely done that on and off. This is a name we've talked about before we were ever pregnant. It was a name we really liked. We thought it was unique, pretty strong, could have cute nicknames with it, kind of like the whole package, but definitely a little bit more unique. Like, we've never met anybody with this name in person, so it's not like your typical name. But anymore, I don't think that's like a huge deal, but everybody has opinions when it comes to names, so the idea of sharing it is a little nerve-wracking, and even just picking a name that's unique is a little nerve-wracking, because I'm like, is this the right decision? Is it gonna fit her? Is she gonna like it? You know, all of those things go through your head. I feel like picking a name is a big deal, because I do think your name is really a part of who you are. So definitely a couple times I was like, I don't know, Tony, what do you think? Like, is this really the name? And my husband is so set in stone on this name. He absolutely loves it. Every time he's like, absolutely, that's the baby's name. We're not switching it. So I ordered a nameplate from Etsy, which I think is so beautiful and cute. I love it. Can't wait to show you guys. And so I ordered it, and when it arrived, I showed him, and I was like, well, there's no going back now because I can't return this. This is the name. So I did change the middle name last minute, but I'm happy about it. I feel good about it, and I think it's pretty together. You guys will find out soon. Another month or so. I kind of want to do a dark lip because I feel like the face is a little bit more on the natural side. The eyes are on the warm holiday side. I feel like a little bold lip might be good. Oh, one thing I did want to mention. I'm so glad I thought of this. So, as far as stretch marks go, I haven't had any new ones. So I already had some stretch marks on my tummy from gaining weight in high school because I kind of jumped weight really quickly in high school, going out to eat way too much with my first boyfriend. And so I already had some stretch marks on my tummy, but they had really faded. And so those stretch marks have definitely gotten longer, but they're not red. They're the kind that look like your skin, but you can tell they're there. And one of my friends recommended to me bio oil, so I started using that in my second trimester. I wish I would have known about it sooner. I do feel like it's helping. I do think this next month is going to be the real test on whether or not I get more stretch marks, because I hear a lot of women don't get them till the very, very end when baby's growing the most. But I really like it. It's just so easy to put on. It feels really nice. I do feel like it's helping. It's not cheap, but a little bit goes a long way. So if you're pregnant or you plan to become pregnant, I really recommend checking it out. I've really enjoyed it so far. I don't think there's any way to truly prevent. I think everybody's different. Your genetics, how your body is, just you never know. The only other thing I wanted to mention is, because I know Raw Beauty Christy talked about this in one of her final pregnancy updates, weight gain during pregnancy. I mentioned this in my, let me move this out of the way. I think I'm done. Did I forget anything? I don't think so. I think this is going to be the look. A little vampy, a little holiday, you know, but it's like wearable holiday. It's not like so in your face Christmas, but it's like, oh, winter, you know? But weight gain. So I mentioned this in my last pregnancy update. I started this pregnancy heavier than I would have liked to. I gained that shutdown weight, 10 pounds before pregnancy. Thought I'd have time to get it off before getting pregnant, and that didn't happen. So I went into it being like, okay, I'm starting heavier than I would like. I told my doctor right from the get-go, I was like, I don't want to just gain such a massive amount of weight that I can't get it off. That's what scared me. I know your body's going to do what it's going to do, and everybody's different when it comes to pregnancy, and it is so crazy how varying everyone's experience is. So I know there's not a lot you can do to control it. Obviously, not going crazy with the eating, but overall, everybody's different. But I told her, I was like, I just don't want to gain so much weight I can't get it off. And that's the only thing that scares me. So far, I'm feeling pretty good where I'm at. Obviously, any weight gain I feel like is a little hard on your mentality unless you're starting in a really slender spot. But I mean, honestly, even then, I think even women who are really slender, even up to the very end and just have the big bump, I think still struggle with gaining weight. So I think it's just kind of a universal struggle. You know it's a part of it, but it can get to you a little bit. And there for a while, I feel like I was weighing myself more than I really needed to be. So probably about middle of second trimester, I just stopped weighing myself at home, besides once in a blue moon. I go to my doctors, they weigh me, they know what I started at, they know where I'm at now, and my doctor said, you've remained pretty consistent, you've gained at like a kind of a slow, consistent pace, which is a good thing. So they don't seem worried about it, so I'm trying not to worry about it or fret about it. I feel good. I mean, I definitely feel bigger in the gut section. I feel like most of my weight is definitely in the belly. I do feel like there's a little bit of weight that went to my arms. My arms always gain weight quickly. Like, that is the one area of my body, for some reason, always has been. If I'm going to gain weight, it's going to the arms. Wish it wouldn't, but it does. A little bit in my face, but overall I feel pretty good where I'm at. I hope to be able to get, you know, after healing, after having baby, get back to trying to keep active. And I actually feel like I've learned some better eating habits being pregnant, which has actually been a really big blessing. I've always been someone who struggles with eating. I've been chunky most of my life. I gained weight when my mom got diagnosed with cancer as a kid, and then after she passed away, my dad and I both relied on food big time, I feel like, as therapy. So definitely haven't had the best eating habits my whole life. Portion control has really been a struggle. I'll do really good for a while, and then I'll do really bad for a while. Stress, definitely a stress eater. But being pregnant, I actually can't eat as much as I used to be able to, which has actually been really nice. And I feel like after baby, I'm going to hopefully be able to continue with my portion sizes being better, because I haven't been able to overeat like before. So I hope that's something I can actually continue after having baby. But yeah, I just wanted to mention the weight thing because I know it's hard for so many people. And I still have another month to go, so I know there's going to be more weight to gain because baby's going to be growing. But I'm just trying not to over-fret, over-stress, or over-focus on it. As long as I'm feeling good and things are fitting how they should, then, you know, I'm okay with it. I'm not going to weigh myself every day to see where I'm at, because I don't think that's healthy either. Definitely trying to find moderation in this whole process. I guess the last two things I wanted to mention to you guys that I forgot to mention. The main differences I feel now in the third trimester is, one, sleepiness is coming back. It's still nowhere near as severe as it was in the first trimester. That was like the most tired I've ever felt in my life, like couldn't function tired. I'm not like that at all. I still care, I still clean the house, I still keep up with things. I might not do my makeup and hair as much as I did before, but other than that, like, I'm still taking care of the things I need to. It's more of like a sleepy tired where I'm like, ooh, I want to take a nap. I'm tired. And so the last few days, maybe like the last 4 days, I have taken little cat naps throughout the day. And that was not something I was doing before in pregnancy. I really wasn't needing to nap at all in second trimester. So definitely sleepiness is setting in. Many people have told me to prepare for that and that it's coming. So this weather doesn't help either. It's cold, it's gloomy, you know, no sunshine. That doesn't help either. But I definitely think it's this stage of pregnancy. And then the only other thing is bending down, getting real difficult. I do just miss being able to like bend down like normal, you know. Can't do that anymore. I'm getting really good at the like kind of squatting, wide leg get down there, or grabbing things with my toes. My husband is so sweet. If I drop something, he'll pick it up for me. So definitely those are the two, I feel like, things I'm really noticing now compared to second trimester. And I do want to insert a little clip from my cell phone of a belly update, a bump date for you guys. So these are clothes I actually got at Dollar General. I just wanted to share this with you because with everything going on crazy with the virus, a lot of places here will not let you try on clothes. So, and some places we're not even allowing returns. So I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to spend a bunch of money on maternity clothes that do not fit. I really don't know how to buy for myself for maternity clothes. I don't know. It just was like, I don't know what size to get. So I actually went to Dollar General and they had a bunch of plus size clothing that was super cheap, and I just went with it, and so far it has worked out really well. These are jeggings. They were like $11. They're super stretchy. I can pull them up over the belly. This shirt I think was like 10 bucks. It's real flowy, so it gives me room. I will say it doesn't accentuate the belly, so that is one downside, but at least it fits and it covers, which is awesome. But this is what I'm working with here. Here we go. Big, big belly. Oh my gosh. Can't believe how much it's changed in the last few weeks. When I sit down, my belly button pops out now. So that's new. There it is. I think that's the main things, honestly. I feel like I think for me, the thing that's been the most surprising being pregnant is how normal I feel. Besides the really full feeling and the big belly, I feel like myself. I don't know why, I just kind of always expected I would feel so different being pregnant, but I really feel exactly like myself, sometimes better than I did before being pregnant. But yeah, you guys, that is everything. I hope you enjoyed this chatty get ready with me. I know it wasn't anything extravagant or anything earth-shattering, but I just wanted to sit down and chat with you guys and touch in. I have more videos to film before the end of the year. I can't believe it's all flying by so quickly. But yes, you guys, that is all. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sending you so many warm wishes. I just hope you guys are doing fantastic, sending love and light to you all. And as always, please try to stay positive, because at the end of the day, that is truly all we can try to do. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.